What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. Today we saw the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and the Russell 2000 closing at all-time highs. And while the tech sector isn't closing at all-time highs, it did go up over 1% today. So we're seeing bullish price action across the board. Is it sustainable and how much higher can we expect to go? First up, let's take a look at the NASDAQ 100 QQQ ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so on the QQQs, we went up over 1% today, and we finally got a price action close over top of that 20 simple moving average. So this is definitely bullish price action because not only are we closing over the 50 EMA, but we also closed over the 20 simple moving average. We still have bearish momentum that we need to reverse to remain bullish, but we're well on our way to doing just that. We see the 5 EMA is getting ready to cross over the 13 EMA, and we do have the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA that are starting to go positively sloping. So we're slowly building up bullish momentum, and we do have bullish price action because we're back to closing over all of the moving averages. Now we're still coming into this resistance level above that's going to be right around $320, and if we can close over that level, it's going to be a very bullish indication. Don't forget it's possible this ABC correction is over and we're going back into a bull rally. So if we continue to see bullish price action and we develop bullish trending, we're going to start looking for possibilities of new all-time highs on the QQQs. We need to get over 320, and the next level is going to be 322, and then we're going to be well on our way to pushing back up towards resistance levels at 327 and possibly even closing the gap at 330. Now that we're closing over the 50 EMA, that level could be support, and it's right around $316. If we break back below the 50 EMA, we still do have support levels at 314 and 311. If we start closing below 311, we're back to looking at bearish probabilities. But right now, with a bullish day like today and possibly a lot of stimulus money coming into this market, we want to be ready for the possible bullish scenarios. So jumping over to this 1 hour chart, you can see that we're still forming higher highs and higher lows, and we have a nice bullish trend on the 1 hour chart. If we can get the price action to close back above 320, that's going to be a higher high yet again, and we already have a higher low set. Now, if we get to 320 and we just can't quite break through that price target, we need to pay attention to that as well because that will be more likely a bearish indication that we've already topped out and we're going lower. But when we have bullish trending and bullish price action, we want to favor the bullish scenario. So right now, look for the price action to try to break over 320 and start heading up to 322. If we fail to break out and we come back down to 314 and we fail to hold up as support, that's not going to be a very bullish sign. Now going back to the daily chart, you can see that we are going up on lower volume, and that's to be expected. Don't forget that the stock market takes the stairs up and the elevator down. That's generally a direct relationship to the amount of volume. Typically, buyers step in slowly and they're very skeptical to buy, especially after a drastic correction like we just saw. There's going to be a lot of money on the sidelines and it's going to slowly trickle in. Don't forget that stimulus checks are coming now as well, and that will be more money that's going to trickle into this market, and you're going to see the market just sort of grinding up day after day and slowly going higher. There could be days that we go up much faster, but generally speaking, the price action will take the stairs up, and then when it's time for selling, we'll see the elevator down. There's a lot of reasons for that psychology, but generally speaking, when selling starts, it causes panic, and the panic causes more volume. So when we saw this panic selling, we saw huge red volume days, and now that we're going back up slowly but surely, we're seeing the volume sort of taper out, and we're seeing lower volume. That's not a bearish indication. And if you're using volume as a reason to not join into this market, you're just going to end up buying at much higher levels. So follow the trend and follow the price action. And right now we're favoring bullish scenarios because the price action is king, and the price action is doing everything it needs to do to tell us that this market is bullish. If you've been following my channel, you know that we got the breakout of the downtrend. We back tested that breakout as support, and we did get that confirmation bounce. And a day like today where the price action went all the way up nearly to 319, that confirms that we're in this uptrend and the breakout is possibly over and we're ready to start trending higher. So keep an eye on this critical resistance level at 320 because if we close over that level, that will be a very bullish indication. Next up is the S&P 500 Spy Etf, and we saw Spy going up 0.60% today, closing at a brand new all-time high. Spy closed above 396 and the price target above is up here at 404. So we're well on our way towards that price target at 404, and we did get a price action confirmation close over 393 for 3 days in a row now. We're also getting a price action close over 394, which was also a previous resistance level when we were back to forming intraday all-time highs back in the middle of February. So just like with the QQQs, we see bullish price action, and we definitely have a really nice bullish trend building on Spy. All of these moving averages are now stacked to the bull side, and the price action and the trend are both screaming bullish. Look for support now at 394, and if we break down below there, we still do have support levels at 390 and 389. The most critical support level now that we're in a bull trend is going to be the 20 simple moving average at 387, and that will be rising each and every day now. So if we do break down below the 20 simple moving average, that'll be our first indication from the price action that we're likely done going higher in this bull rally. But right now, everything looks healthy for the bulls, and everything looks like we want to continue to start heading higher towards 404. Remember, I'm not expecting that we get there in a straight line, but it is a possibility. More than likely, we're going to hit a point on the way to 404 where we need to cool off a little bit, and we'll consolidate those gains before we continue the run back up to 404. If we do break and close over 404, I'll give you a new price target, but right now I just want you to focus on what's in front of us and take the market day by day. On the Dow Jones, we went up over 0.5% today, and we also closed at a brand new all-time high. Again, this is what you see in bull markets. These markets are going to continue to go higher, and they're going to continue to close at new all-time highs. Higher highs define a bull market, so don't get bearish just because we're going to all-time highs. Could we possibly see a cool off and a little bit of selling before we go any higher? Sure, but that's not a reason to try to short this market, and that's not a reason to get bearish. Manage your risk accordingly, and there's no doubt looking at the Dow that it is getting a little far extended. We continue to trade outside the upper Bollinger Band, but as you can tell, that isn't slowing the Dow down, and it's just continuing to go higher day after day. We broke through the previous price target, which was at 327, so look for that level to now possibly act as support. The price target on the Dow is now up here at 336, and it looks like we're well on our way towards those levels. The critical support on the Dow is now right around 318 because that is the 20 simple moving average. Look at the price action and look at the trend, and you can clearly see that everything on this chart is still bullish. Remember, that doesn't mean we can't see cooling off and we can't see selling. It just means you want to have a general bias to the upside until we get to our price target at 336. Next up is the Russell 2000 Iwm Etf, and again we see the Russell 2000 closing at all-time highs today. We went up about 0.36% and we closed above our previous price target at 233 now for 2 days in a row. So that means we're well on our way towards the next price target, which is up here at $240. The price action and the trend are bullish, and it does look like we're building up some bullish momentum here. So look for the Russell 2000 to continue to head up higher towards my price target at 240. Support levels are going to be 233, and the critical support level I want you to watch is down here around 224. On the ARKK ETF, we went up 1.74% today, and we did get a confirmation breakout of that resistance downtrend. So if I switch this over to a 1-hour chart, you can see that we were in this downtrend, and we did get price action breaking out of that downtrend today. So that is a bullish breakout, and we're now looking for ARKK to try to close over 129 or retest this breakout as support right around 125 and get a confirmation bounce to confirm that ARKK is going into a bull run. So right now ARKK is looking bullish, and we did get a price action close over the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA today. We're still trading below the 50 EMA, so we don't want to get too bullish just yet, and that level is somewhere right around 133. So ARKK is slowly but surely doing everything it needs to do to get back into a bull run. So we really need to see the price action closing back above 133 and break back above this resistance level around 135. So this is a start in the right direction, and don't forget that ARKK is still in a downtrend. All of these moving averages are still stacked to the bear side, and the price action is still below the 50 EMA and the 20 simple moving average. So don't get overly bullish just yet on ARKK, and out of all of the ETFs we're covering, it is definitely the one that's lagging behind the most. So I still favor the triple Qs over ARKK in the short term, but if ARKK can start getting some traction and closing back over the 50 EMA, it could go on another nice bull run. So keep an eye on it, but watch out for that critical level at 133. Support levels below are right around 125, and if we break back within the resistance trend line, you're looking for support around 117. Next up is the VIX, which is the fear indicator, and the VIX closed right on top of support at 20.0. Whether or not that means we're going to break down through support tomorrow or we're about to see a bounce in a huge way is to be determined. But don't forget that if fear is heading lower, we're expecting to see the stock market continue to go higher. So if the VIX does close down below 20 tomorrow, that's going to be a very bullish indication because you can see the VIX has not closed below 20 since we had the stock market crash back in March 2020. So this could be a very bullish event if we see the VIX closing below 20 tomorrow. So pay attention to that very closely. And if the VIX does close below 20, I would not be taking any bearish bets on this market because we could see a lot of money coming in. There's a lot of institutional money that will not put their money in the market until the fear is gone. And if the VIX is closing below 20, we're well on our way to heading back down to close the gap at 18. Now there's still a possibility we bounce off of the support and we see volatility come back into the market. So tomorrow's price action is going to be very critical to see what we do at these VIX levels. On the US dollar, we're coming into resistance at 91.80 and we're still in a bull trend. Remember, the dollar is still relatively weak, so we're not looking for the dollar to impact the stock market too much right now. It's just something we want to keep an eye on. If the dollar continues to strengthen and starts blasting through resistance, we'll want to look at more bearish possibilities in the stock market because we're really expecting to see a weakening dollar as the stock market continues to go higher. On gold, we're lazily drifting up towards our price target at $17.60, and it does look like we're well on our way to getting to that level. On silver, we're finding resistance right at the 50 EMA, which is right around $26.25. If we can break over the 50 EMA, the next price target is above at $26.58. On Bitcoin, we got very close to my price target, which was right around 62,500, and it does look like Bitcoin decided to take a break and cool off a little bit before we get back up towards that level. We see Bitcoin currently down about 4.22%, and it looks like it's finding support right at our previous price target around $55,000. We're still in a bull trend, and the price action is still holding up above the positive sloping 20 simple moving average. So it's not time to get bearish on Bitcoin just yet. But remember that as we get closer to my price target, it is possible that we do trigger a correction in Bitcoin. So I don't suggest chasing Bitcoin at these levels because you've already missed the majority of the run and we could be reaching a very important top in the short term. Is this the top for Bitcoin? Not likely, but it could be the top in the near term and it needs to go through a correction before it can go any higher. On Amazon, we went down about 0.25% today and we're still closing over the 5 EMA, which is a step in the right direction. We're coming into resistance right around 30.90 and we're failing to break out of that level. We're still in a bear trend and we still have price action below the 50 EMA and the 20 simple moving average. In order to get bullish on Amazon, we're going to need to see a price action close back over 31.60. Support levels are still down here at 30.33 and 29.50. On Tesla, we went up just over 2% today and the price action did close back over the 20 simple moving average. We're still trading below the 50 EMA, so we still need to see a price action close over that level. Price action close over about 7.16 will get us back over the 50 EMA, and we are slowly but surely starting to develop some bullish trending. This is too soon to say that Tesla's going back into a bull market, so don't get ahead of yourselves, but it is starting to look good slowly but surely. We're getting price action closes over the 20 simple moving average, we're slowly developing some bullish trending down here, and we're still holding up above support around 696. This is going to be a strong resistance level over 716, and if we do break over that level, it could be a quick trip up here to $762. Now, if we close back below 696, you're going to be looking for support all the way down here at 618, so it is a long drop below these levels if we fail to hold up above support. On Apple, we went up about 2.45% today, which is great news because Apple is that market moving stock. We closed back above resistance, which was right around 123, but we're still failing to close over the 20 simple moving average. So Apple is coming into resistance right around this 124 level, but if Apple can close over the 20 simple moving average, we may be able to come back up to the 50 EMA around 127. We have resistance right around 127, and we also have the 50 EMA there, so look for Apple to struggle to break through that level. Now, Apple's a market moving stock, so if it can break back above the 50 EMA and it can reclaim that bullish price action, and we could slowly develop some bullish trending, that could be great news for the NASDAQ 100 and the triple Qs. So watch Apple because it is heavily weighted in the NASDAQ 100, and if it's going into a bull trend, that will be good news and it will be a good indication of better things coming for the NASDAQ. Right now, we still have support at 123 and down here around 120. On the financial sector, we finally saw some selling today, going down about 0.58%. We're still closing over top of the 5 EMA and we still have a bull trend, so there's no reason to believe that the financial sector is done going higher just yet. On the industrial sector, we went up about 0.84%, closing well above the 5 EMA with a very strong bull trend. On energy, we went down about 1.14% and we closed right on top of the 5 EMA. That's still relatively bullish price action with a relatively strong bull trend, so it doesn't look like the energy sector is weakening just yet. On the healthcare sector, we went up 0.69% and we're closing well above all of the moving averages now for 3 days in a row. We're definitely developing some bullish trending, and this could be good news for healthcare that it's going back into a bull market. So going back to the S&P 500, to summarize all of this together, we still have a lot of bullish sectors. The healthcare sector and the tech sector were the most beaten up sectors, and they're actually performing relatively well right now. They still have a lot of ground to make up, but the price action and the trend is slowly looking more and more bullish each and every day. We still see a bullish financial sector, industrial sector, and energy sector, and we continue to see the S&P 500 closing at all-time highs. So this market is still looking healthy and it's still looking bullish, and don't forget we have the VIX, which is that fear level that continues to close lower. So low fear is going to favor higher stock market prices, and we're likely going to see new all-time highs week after week as long as we have low fear in this market. So don't forget the price target on SPY is up here at 404, and that's what I want you to focus on as long as we have this bullish trend with this bullish price action. Remember that I'm giving intraday updates each and every hour on the Stocks Channel Discord, and I'm also bringing you new trade ideas every single week. If you're interested in checking out the Stocks Channel Discord, you can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of the video. So next up, let's take a look at some Stocks Channel trade ideas. Palantir used to be one of our hot stocks, and we now see Palantir looking like it's going back into a bull market. With today's price action, we did get a close over top of the 50 EMA for 3 days in a row now, and you could see that we're slowly developing some bullish trending down here, and it looks like Palantir is ready to come back up to this resistance level around $29. So if you can get Palantir above the 50 EMA, which is just above 26.60, this should be a nice profitable trade from that level up to $29. If Palantir does break back down below the 50 EMA, there's still support levels right around 25.40. So this could be a very nice risk reward trade where you're buying right at support levels for a quick trip up for about a $3 gain. You could see Palantir had a nice breakout on the daily chart, and we are holding up above all of the moving averages, so it does look like it could have a lot of bullish momentum coming into this stock very soon. Next up is Shopify, and I introduced this trade idea last week, and we see Shopify doing really well today. Shop went up 1.61% today, and it's blasting through that first price target down here at $11.35. The next price target to watch is right above at $1,200, which is just below the 50 EMA at $12.13. If we break over $1,200, the next price target is above at $12.60. Support levels are now going to be the previous price target at $11.33, and then below that we have another support level right around $11.12. And then finally, our previous hot stock, Lockheed Martin, we see getting very close to our price target up here at $3.48. Remember that if we break and close over $3.48, there's one more price target above at $3.57. Support levels are now $3.44. The 50 EMA at $3.42, and our previous support level down around $3.40. You could see Lockheed Martin did close over the 50 EMA today, and it's developing some bullish trending, so it's looking really good in the short term, and it should have no trouble getting to our price targets. So I hope you enjoyed these trade ideas. Don't forget there's more trade ideas each and every week on the Stocks Channel Discord, and I try to get you in these trade ideas at the ground level to maximize your profits and give you the best risk reward ratios. So if you haven't already, come check out the Stocks Channel Discord, and you can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of the video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.